Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John with Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live on Friday morning, July 16th, 2021 at 5:48 in the morning from Leander, Texas. And this is Eureka Street Crypto Hub, and this is my video blog. And this is just my blog, that's it, nothing more, nothing less, tracking my progress every single day as I learn more and more about crypto. I'm on this journey along with a lot of you guys, and I'm learning as I go along, and I do learn something every single day. It's pretty amazing, and I've met quite a few people along this path and along this journey, and some people, everybody's pretty much helped me out in some way or another, and through the sharing of knowledge or encouragement and whatnot. And I even had a heckler or two come on the show and try to challenge me with questions, which is great. I like that too. So hey, there's a spot for everybody. I do this every single morning. It's a morning show. So I've been doing it consecutively since February 6th, 2021, and I've been doing this show in general since October 24th, 2020, and I decided to just do it every single morning and remain absolutely consistent with it, to treat it like a discipline, to be able to make sure that I learn something new, even just reading an article the night before or that morning, to be able to talk about. That way it will force me to continue growing and not get caught up in a state of laziness and complacency, like, I'll do it tomorrow. No, in order to really grow and progress in life and with anything, it takes discipline. And this is my discipline right now. So until I get bored of this, I'm going to keep doing it. So, all right. And so let's go and let's check this out. Obviously, I'm biased with a lot of stuff I talk about because I talk about what I want to talk about and not what I'm beholden to talk about. And I'm also not trying to be some kind of objective journalist or financial advisor either. And I'm not a teacher either. So. All right, so Bitcoin, $31,333.23. Ethereum down to $1868.09. Wow. Tether down to 99 cents. Binance Coin, 303.31. Cardano, $1.18. XRP, 59 cents. So let's see, 3 stable coins in the top 10. USDC, dollar. Dogecoin down to 18 cents. Polkadot, $12.30. Binance, 99 cents. Uniswap, $16.20. Bitcoin Cash, $439.70. Litecoin, $121.88. Solana, $27.49. Chainlink, $15.30. Things are looking pretty dismal for a lot of people in the crypto markets right now. And that's fine. Like I've said repeatedly, I believe in this in the long term, and I believe in the Web 3.0 technology. And we're just going through a slump, and that's just what happens as things grow and progress. And right now, developers have their heads down, doing some really hard work, and I can attest to this because I'm a part of the Bankless DAO, and I've gotten involved with the Defiant a little bit, and then I've been working with the Komodo blockchain, and I see devs hard at work. Doing their thing with their nose down on the keyboards and in the screens, and doing their hard work and trying to build. This is a time for building when the market is down and all the hype is elsewhere. It's good. So don't believe the hype. All right. So T Fuel's down to 27 cents. If you're gonna buy some of this stuff, it might be a good time. Thorchain, they got involved in a hack yesterday. Looks like they had some kind of exploit. I marked it here on my Twitter feed, and let's see what's up. So Thorchain software patch is out already. So, they've already pretty much solved it. Node operators, this is an emergency release to fix the exploit on the Ethereum chain that happened on ChaosNet. Allow ERC20 token to spend more than max gas. Remove blacklist hacker address, update the contract using mocknet test PR, and resolve bug fix Ethereum chain attack. Thorchain is basically a decentralized liquidity protocol, and it got involved in a hack, but obviously it's already taken care of, and they're handling it in stride. They're just basically saying, look, it's part of the growing process. We'd rather this happen now than later, than like 2 years from now, which is absolutely true. And Andre Cronje, he is the founder of Yearn Finance and no longer with Yearn. He's created Alchemix as well. Genius of a person. He had something to say as well. Innovation leads to exploitation. It's why hardened protocols often stop innovating. Very little upside to increase risk by innovating. It's why we also see more exploits in new developing sectors. But he says this is relevant to all this. Why is failure important? Failure is an incredible learning experience. It teaches you humility and growth. It is the first step to understanding. It makes you realize the importance of success, and it gives you a sense of direction, and it gets rid of fear. I myself has failed in many things in my life, and it's given me definitely a realization of the importance of success, which is why I'm staying disciplined every single day, even when I don't feel like it, to learn something new and to be able to talk about it. And part of being on this show as well is, a lot of people have ideas in their head, and they know and they understand concepts, but they don't really know how to articulate them and vocalize them. And that's what I'm doing as well. This is practice for me every single morning to learn how to vocalize these concepts. And at first, when I was just started doing the show, I was like fumbling through every single thing I was talking about, and now I still fumble quite a bit, but it's getting less and less. So anyway, back to Thorchain. Thorchain will grow stronger from this exploit. The nodes reacted swiftly, the dev solutioned quickly, the community backed them. We'll keep innovating going forward despite such setbacks. So this is interesting. So what's this? Just the timing of the exploits all at the same time. The 4 horsemen of DeFi strike at the same time. I don't know what that's about. I'll have to look into that a little more and see what's up. Innovation equals more risk. Innovation only breeds more risk if you're using proof A for proof B, where proof B extends. Okay, don't know much about that right now. So innovation is an indistinguishable part of human evolution. Exploitation suffered while innovating will lead to the formation of new hardened systems, flipping the old one, and the cycle goes on. And yes, this kind of goes along with my motto in life. It's kind of an informal motto, but one thing that I like to stand by is do something incorrectly so well that it becomes the new standard way of doing something, or the new correct way of doing something. So do something incorrectly so well that it becomes the new correct way of doing something. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, is I'm trying to do something, maybe not the orthodox or standard or correct way to do things, but a lot of times you just find that something just ends up working, and then that becomes, everybody realizes it and jumps on board, and then that becomes the new standard, and then it will progress and lead on to something else being done incorrectly as well. So I don't know. Hey, good morning, 29LH06. Thanks for jumping on. You're level 4 Theta. I guess, what do they call that in the Theta rankings? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's what happened with the Thorchain yesterday, and they have it fixed. Don't worry, no reason for alarm. I actually need to talk about Thorchain at some point because I don't really know much about it. So anyway, let's go back to the charts here. Let's take a quick look and let's sort these a different way. I want to sort these in the past 7 days, and let's see price-wise what has been at the top as far as growth is concerned. Axie Infinity is up 77.1%. along with Flow at 18.7%, NEM 11.4%, OKB, and then Engine 0.5. So yesterday, Engine, Axie Infinity, Flow, and Blockstacks were in the top. Let me check 24 hours. So in the past 24 hours, as far as growth is concerned, wow. So NEM, Hedera, Hashgraph, man, it's so quickly how fast all this stuff changes. Yesterday, it was all gaming. Engine, Flow, Axie Infinity, Chili's, all that was in the top 5. Anyway, so let's go take a quick look at Flow, because Flow piqued my curiosity because it was, really high on the growth scale yesterday. And I was just like, what the heck is this? I've never even heard of this. And now it's down 14.5% after a spike. So let's look at this here. 7-day chart. And okay. All right. So it went up to $20 yesterday. Okay. So in one day. All right. So yeah, it's nothing like big time, but let's scroll out a little bit and see what out. When in doubt, zoom out. Okay, so it's a pretty young project, and it's went started up and went down. Let's go out 1 year and see how long it's been out. Okay, so max. All right, so yeah, it's been out, I guess, since not a long time. Okay, it got to its all-time high in about April, and March, April, back when everything was all pretty just blowing and going at that time. So anyway, as a lot of YouTubers would say, July is going to look pretty dismal. So we'll see what August has. But in the meantime, let's take a look at Flow and see what's up with this. Where has this come from? Why have I not heard of it before? So anyway, Flow is a new blockchain. It is a blockchain that supports specifically NFTs in the gaming world, and it's built specifically for blockchain-based games. And let's go to the home page here. Let's just take a quick look. All right, so a new blockchain built for the next generation of apps, games, and the digital assets that power them. So Flow was built by the same people that built Cryptokitties. And if you don't know, Cryptokitties was, I believe, one of the first NFT the first NFT style games that came out. And let me see here. You could buy these Cryptokitties, and in 2017, I believe, is whenever this kind of hit mass popularity. And you could create your own kitties, and it algorithmically generates a kitty for you on the Ethereum blockchain. And you can buy and sell the cats, and some of these cats are worth quite a bit. So let's see here, most liked collections, and I've made a couple of these Cryptokitties with my daughter, and she loves it, and so now I have them in my Ethereum wallet, a couple kitties. So if you want to buy a cat from me, by all means, take the cat off our hands. I'll even give you the cat food. And so let's see here, the Hakatao Perstigis, and let's see here. Let's see how much these are going for. So Muka Grims, whatever. Let's see, Generation 5. So I imagine the Generation 20 ETH. You can buy this cat for the low price of 20 ETH, $37,312. That's it. You can buy Muka Grimsky cakes or whatever, Grimsky cakes. Yeah. So that kind of gives you an idea, all right? And back in 2017, the popularity of Cryptokitties exploded to the point where it clogged up the Ethereum blockchain because the Ethereum blockchain, although amazing in practice, has not proven to be the most scalable blockchain there is out there. Flow is the platform. Dapper Labs is the labs that built Cryptokitties, and then they also built Flow, and they built Flow as a solution for the Ethereum blockchain clogging up for all these NFT gaming devices and platforms that they have been building. They built Top Shots, NBA Top Shots, and if you aren't familiar with Top Shots, NBA Top Shots. This is the future of sports trading cards, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see here, NBATopShot.com. Everything's going to NFTs. I mean, they'll still have trading cards you can get at the checkout line in Target and stuff like that, in Walmart. But they all these game cubes in which it's basically a memorable sports moment that you can own, and you can trade and buy and sell them just like any other type of baseball or basketball card. It's a genius idea. You can get the Kevin Durant rare cube for the low price of $1,090. You will own this moment. So that's kind of how that. And Dapper Labs, I believe, is the one that made this. And all this is built on top of the Flow blockchain now. It's not built on Ethereum. And Flow blockchain was made specifically for these types of applications. Okay, so what is Flow? It's a new blockchain built for the next generation of apps, games, and the digital assets that power them. So it's made specifically for that. Home to the world's most vibrant communities, Flow was designed from the ground up as a foundation for internet-scale protocols and applications that also require exceptional user experience. Conceived by the team behind Cryptokitties, Flow is developed and stress-tested with top global partners and is now open for anyone to contribute to and benefit from. So they've been working with Cryptokitties, NBA, Top Shot, UFC, Dr. Zeus, Samsung, Ubisoft, Anomica brands, Warner Music Group, and Genies. So there's some big names in there. The partners, Top Shot, Cryptokitties, Dr. Zeus, and UFC. Brands and content. Brands and content like blockchains never seen. So let's see here. It's a developer-first experience. So they build the platform for people, for these companies like this, to be able to build their NFT and NFT games on top of. Battle-tested in production and ready to help you build the kinds of applications that people want to use. Start building on Flow. Logging support. Cadence is the programming language for it. It is a resource oriented language, and I don't know, apparently it's super easy for programmers. I don't know, because I'm not that type of programmer, or a programmer, all for them, but consumer friendly onboarding. Flow standardizes usability improvements for crypto savvy traders and basketball super fans alike, letting you focus on what matters. So mainstream ready experience. Flow will launch with payment on-ramps and ecosystems optimized for consumer applications. So if anybody had any type of trading card or NFT type of idea, and they were a company and they're looking for the proper blockchain package to build that on, this is almost like a blockchain as a service. They would shop around saying, what would we want to build this on? We could build it on Theta because they do NFTs, and a lot of people are. And then, for instance, like Katy Perry just came out with an NFT line on Theta. So a lot of people are using Theta for that. And I'm broadcasting on Theta, so obviously I'm pretty biased towards Theta. But Flow, it would be an option. People would look at Ethereum and they'd be like, well, we got to wait for Ethereum 2.0 to come out fully before we can fully use this for our professional corporate style NFT platform. Now, maybe for a somebody starting out Ethereum with maybe not the large volume needed, Ethereum might work. For instance, what is going on with the cypherpunks, stuff like that. The CryptoPunks. I'm sorry, the CryptoPunks that I covered in a couple episodes. That's a lot smaller type of platform, and NBA Top Shots obviously will have a lot more volume than CryptoPunks. And CryptoPunks, if you don't know, is being sold at the Christie's auctions for insane amounts of money for these little NFTs, and those are built on the Ethereum platform. So anyway, how Flow works. Unique among crypto networks, Flow achieves dramatic improvements in speed and throughput by separating the jobs of cryptocurrency miner or validator into 4 different roles, each with their own characteristics. This means anyone with a reliable internet connection should be able to participate as a validator for Flow at a variety of computational and financial tiers. Validators join Flow in one of 4 roles. Collector nodes increase efficiency. Execution nodes enable speed and scale. Verifier nodes guarantee correctness, and consensus nodes ensure decentralization. Okay. And no sharding. Okay, so one of the main scaling solutions for Ethereum in order to be able to handle the volume, because think about it this way, you have, I've heard it described as Ethereum is like a supercomputer with all these terminals connected onto that supercomputer, and there's just tons of people using that one supercomputer. This is great up to a point to where you just have so many terminals that the supercomputer can't really handle, all the traffic that's going through. It might have the speed or whatever, or it might, have the volume, the traffic lanes for it, but maybe not the speed, or vice versa. But the one supercomputer can't handle all the traffic and the volume that's flowing through it. So people came up with sharding, and Zilliqa uses sharding. Zilliqa is another blockchain, and that supposedly they were trying to be an Ethereum killer, and now they're trying to find their own niche. And Zilliqa is a great project in itself as well. And then Ethereum is also developing sharding in its layer 2 solution, and not layer 2 solutions, and it's a Ethereum 2.0 solution. But there are some problems with sharding. Sharding, let's see here. Let's go to the primer on here. So it says Flow does not use sharding. First of all, smart contracts and user accounts on Flow can always interact with each other in one atomic, consistent, and isolated and durable transaction. What is that? In other words, all applications on Flow can run in the same shared execution state. All right, we need to go see what this is about, because they just threw out some pretty hefty technical stuff. Okay, so Flow, this is the primer, and this is a really helpful primer, fairly easy to read. Flow uses a architecture that does not use sharding, but it breaks apart instead of. Okay, what sharding does, think about it this way. A database would have, let's say, East Coast and West Coast customers. Ethereum would just all be processing all those customer transactions all at once. What sharding does, it shards the database into different fragments, and it has several nodes taking care of certain parts of that database. Then they all rejoin together at some point. So one node would take care of the East Coast shard, and then the other node would take care of the West Coast shard, and you kind of get the idea. But that still has an issue. Most proposals to aim to improve the scalability of blockchains by fragmenting them into interconnected networks, commonly shards, although side chains have the same issues. These approaches remove serializability. Okay. ACID is what they call it. ACID guarantees in common database systems. Loss of ACID guarantees makes building an app that needs to access data across fragments far more difficult and error prone. What does ACID stands for? It stands for atomic, consistent, isolated, and durable. This ensures good user experience and full composability, letting developers easily build on each other's work. So ACID makes sure that it all stays together, because when you start breaking things apart and then trying to put them back together, it becomes a little more complex. Loss of ACID guarantees makes building an app that needs to access data across fragments far more difficult and error prone. Interactions between smart contracts become very complicated, and even individual large-scale applications would have to resort to complex mechanics to scale across shards due to latency issues and higher transaction failure rates. Think of shards of glass. You ever try to put together a broken teapot? A little ceramic teapot, and you take in the super glue and you're just like holding it in place till it dries, and you're trying not to tremble too much. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of complications with trying to put back together sharded blockchains that have done the transactions. It works. Look at Zilliqa. Zilliqa is a great blockchain, but it's very complex. And then the more complexity you have, the more room for error you have, and the more exploitation surface you would have. The combination dramatically limits the kind of applications that possible on the networks, as well as their network effects. Sharding effectively saddles the hardest part of the scaling the blockchain onto application developers rather than solving it at protocol level. So sharding puts the hardest part of scaling the blockchain onto the developers rather than solving it down at the actual framework level. So then I guess maybe there's more room for human error with sharding. A simple user action like purchasing a hat for a Cryptokitty using a stablecoin like TUSD, and let's say here, there's the hat, there's the crown, right? And purchasing that little crown for that, or anything else that you would want to add to your Top Shot cube. Okay, so that can take 12 transactions and 7 blocks on a sharded blockchain for everything to be done. In an unsharded, ACID-compliant environment like Flow, the same action, and many more complex than it, can be handled by one atomic transaction in a single block. Really quickly, So yeah, worse than the additional time and cost is the increased attack surface and complexity with sharding. It will be much harder to design, test, and harden the smart contract code on a sharded blockchain. So yeah, that's why sharding for these NFTs don't necessarily work, because a lot of times NFTs require little tweaks and adjustments and things like that, and you want to buy extra little pieces for it. And so yeah, it might be a little more difficult to use sharding on NFT style transactions. So what sharding does, it breaks apart at the protocol level. Instead of sending transactions to a bunch of different nodes, it breaks apart the transaction itself. So what consists in the transaction? Let's take a look here. Let's scroll down and see if I can find it. Okay, so now we'll go back to that diagram that they showed us. Where is it? Okay. I know Decrypt has it on here. Okay, what is Flow, the blockchain that built NFTs? Okay, so Flow is a blockchain that is designed for extensive scaling without the use of sharding techniques, providing fast and low-cost transactions that make sense for dApps such as NFT marketplace and crypto-infused video games. Okay, so here are 4 processes of doing a transaction. There's a collection, there's a consensus, there's the execution, and there's the verification. What Flow does is it breaks the nodes into 4 different style of nodes. There's a collector node, there's execution node, there's verifier nodes, and there's consensus nodes. So if you want to run a node on your computer, you would have to figure out which type of node you want to run. And so the process itself gets broken up into 4 steps, run by 4 different nodes and put together back on the blockchain, rather than the transactions all being split apart into different nodes and then being put together back on the blockchain. So that's what they mean when they say the actual protocol itself is broken down. Flow uses a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism that requires validators to stake a certain number of Flow tokens to participate in the network. However, the way that validation works is unique amongst blockchains, as Flow splits validation tasks into 4 different types of nodes: consensus, verification, execution, and collection. All 4 node types participate in the validation of each transaction. Dapper says that splitting up the tasks makes processing transactions more efficient than on rival blockchains. It's an alternative option to sharding or spreading out the storage and computational needs of a blockchain across numerous nodes. Flow does not use sharding, and by doing so, Dapper says that Flow keeps transactions atomic, consistent, isolated, and durable, ACID, and allows developers to build on each other's work. It also features upgradable smart contracts, allowing smart contracts to be deployed in beta and then enhanced or fixed before being finalized. Did you know that Cryptokitties will migrate from Ethereum to Flow, with Dapper promising new features for the breedable digital cats as well in future games running on Flow? Okay, that's a little did you know section. What's so special about Flow? Flow is built for the kind of collectible and interactive crypto experiences that are quickly growing in prominence and could find a much larger audience in years to come. NBA Top Shot has already demonstrated the potential for a blockchain-driven collectibles experience to generate huge sums of cash and major mainstream attention. That's just one experience built on top of Flow, with many more to come. So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff right now. Right now, as a user, you can interact with Flow via NBA Top Shot or buying artwork from the VIV3 NFT marketplace, as well as other working apps built on the blockchain. Developers can begin using the various built-in tools to experiment with Flow and start building their own dApps. Where to buy Flow? You can't buy it really anywhere in the United States and Canada for sure right now. So I checked on SimpleSwap. It's not available on Binance. It's not available on Coinbase. I guess it's really only available on Kraken and Huobi and in CoinList as well. I'll have to check Kraken, but Flow right now is really hard to find for the average investor. So I'll have to do some digging around and see where I can find Flow. Let's take again a quick look at the price. $16.42. Down 13.5%. So if you're interested, this might be a good project to jump in at the base level before it really starts catching steam. I guess Cryptokitties is not quite using Flow yet. With all the partnerships that it seems to have with Samsung and Dr. Zeus and NBA Top Shots, and yeah, it looks pretty interesting. And then it's using this language Cadence, the first economic resource-oriented smart contracting programming language. So it's resource-oriented programming is a new paradigm designed to be secure and easy to use. For the first time, developers can create uniquely durable digital artifacts where ownership is tracked by the language itself, enabling a powerful new category of applications. So it's a language that's basically built for these NFT style resources. There's a lot of interesting developments. Just when you think you have a handle on things, with blockchain 3.0 and sharding and rollups and optimism and layer 2 solutions and all this stuff coming out, and you're like, okay, all right, I'm finally starting to get a grasp on all this stuff. Then they throw you a curveball, and they just throw Flow right in your lap, and you're looking at the chart and you're like, Flow, what the heck is this? Then you look into it and you're like, oh my God, sharding is yesterday's news. What are they doing here now? Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, Cadence, okay, yeah, multi-role architecture, okay, multi-node architecture. Yes, okay. You can run a couple of these nodes just on your laptop or just on a consumer computer. I can't remember which one. I think it might be a collection and consensus nodes. But if you want to run an execution and verification node, it's got to be pretty much in a professional computer warehouse, and stuff like that, and with professional facilities. There's two different types of nodes right here, and you can read about it here. So let's see, where is it? Anyway, it was in there somewhere. I don't know which nodes can be run on the laptops and which ones can be run on the hardcore professional computers, but it's in here in this primer. I would read it. I gotta go now. So hey, what's up, Plutkov 614? Thanks for jumping on. But you're jumping on right as I have to jump off. I gotta, make that commute down to work and do the deal and earn my paycheck and contribute to the GDP of this here United States of America. And thanks for jumping on. And so like I said, just when you think you have it figured out in the blockchain world, you immediately get thrown another new curveball on another new project that makes everything that you've been studying yesterday's news. And Flow is one of these projects that just got thrown into my lap last night, and I'm just like, wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to just start from scratch all over again and continue learning, because when you stop learning, you start dying. So yeah, check out Flow for yourself and decide if it's something that will make your world go round. And it's not available on Uniswap, as they say right here. So you're gonna have to dig around to find it if you want to buy Flow. All right, well, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.